How you doing? I'm Charlie. I'm from Exeter, Kentucky. I'm 44 years old. I'm schizophrenic, disabled. Vice President, United States of America, FBI Director, Fed Chairman, Warden Chairman, and a gamer. I draw SSI, food stamps, telecom, Medicaid, Medicare, and retirement. I'm a sex offender, WT career gamer, and I'm a zillionaire today. God bless you. And today is June the 29th, 2025. And I'm Charlie. God bless you. So, get started. When I do Twitch, uh, it's for like the playbook of a series of games that I done played over a course of 2 weeks or a month. And then the game topic means that I'm doing like a ESPN type thing without the license, like the the post report to explain like what happened during uh, the catch of the thing. So I'm gonna sit here and chill out. I've been kind of been outside waiting on mom. Thanks. Uh, but like with media and social media, those things are looked down upon because of pornography and certain videos also social media. I was watching some pornography last night off a video game which kind of collaborates with the old uh, phobia that if you lose a game too many times you'll masturbate, and you'll masturbate because you lost the game, or you won the game and you're getting ready to have a basketball party with a bunch of girls or something like that. So that's how powerful the gaming uh, world is, because there's girls in it that play. You'll think they're strange for doing it, but it's mainly that uh, for for girls that play, they have the same routine too, but you don't know that as a man, as a young man. You don't know what those girls are doing while they're playing. And your mother, my mother may play, your father, your dad may play, and those things go like that because it's a family orientated sport until it gets a little graphic. Now the reality of the game is you're killing, you're shooting, you're selling dope, doing all this shit like that, and you can't really be too clean about it because you're trying to be humorous and kind in general. We're trying to be holy, and you're going out doing the Lord's work on Sunday like that. So what happens when you do get an excuse to do that? That's green light to go dirty laundry because you're getting ready to let out all that dirty laundry. It's not on Wednesday, on a Sunday, and that's what helps you legally. Because if you don't know something, then you wouldn't have said it. See what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be that you knew it and said it and said, oh, that's what that is. You just didn't know the fact of it. Now, sometimes when people call you ugly, that's what that means. Is you've been masturbating for the wrong reasons. You've been masturbating just to do something like to clear your conscience and try to build yourself up to a nice looking young man. See what I'm saying? But Rich says as a young man, that is true. It's not a good idea to be a nice looking young man. But the reality that some girl will have sex with you. There's a case called breastfeeding on YouTube. And breastfeeding, well, that's actual pornography in the wrong hands. But in the right hands, that's just your clearance that you've been clean for a long time. That's how you clean yourself out. That's just where you're not really clean. You call it was dirty to the law. You can't do those things in prison where you can sit there and focus and say, hell, I didn't do no breastfeeding or bestiality today. When I get out of prison, I pray I don't do it because somebody's going to pay for that. So uh, some girls are a little bit more offended by masturbators and sex workers, male sex workers like me, because I'm a porn star too and a gamer, where I make porn and I play video games. My mom takes care of me, and that's what she does. But that's not for free. Everything's been paid. So I don't wanna bite the hand that feeds me by saying the children can't do it, because as a child I had an IBM computer that had pedophilia on it. But I learned 10 years later that pedophilia was just adult women in child forms. Those babies were just uh, like a child molester gift for good behavior. I'm like a known child molester pedophile in my community, so I'm a registered sex offender. So those kids are actual minors, and those kids are actually 18. So you don't know that, and you can't tell nobody nothing like that because they don't have the knowledge to know it. But how you doing? I'm Richard Trolley. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm 44 years old. I'm schizophrenic, disabled, Vice President, United States of America, FBI Director, Fed Chairman, Warden Chairman, and again, I go SSI, food stamps, telecom, Medicaid, Medicare, in retirement, and I'm a sex offender, LGBT career gamer, and I'm a zillionaire today. So what I'm talking about is that on a game, on a video game, when you play video games, you're playing a role as a character to defend your territory. And I was playing Injustice 1 for the Xbox 360 on the Xbox One S. And I played about, I think, 76 minutes of it, where I haven't posted it yet, try to build up more material or content to put on the internet, where those games were so high powered that would hurt you physically by watching. You would laugh about somebody losing or somebody winning or file lawsuits or in case I have somebody arrested, and the law would tell you that your legal expertise is flawed because in the gaming world you're actually doing the adult. It's not for real kids like that. For the minor that you're assuming the baby is. So the baby is somebody that you want to be. You're not getting no breastfeeding. Not bunch of pornography to go along with on two TVs, and it had that man was sucking that woman's tits, and the baby was sucking the woman's tits. But the breastfeed she's supposed to be eating milk, but he's actually just sucking the damn thing. So it would be no difference. That's just where your mind is too slow in cooking up whatever you need to say. You're just too slow to really come out with the right answer. So if a cop pulled up on you and told you, look, you need to explain, get your license, you shouldn't on that note, on Knowledge 101, you shouldn't have the cops approaching you at all. If you're really that good and decent, you shouldn't have the police on you at all. The police shouldn't have to worry about you. But when you file reports and do things like that, they got to come up to you and talk to you and ask you certain situations of what type of life you're living. You're living and seeing what you're doing. But in the Bible, it goes that Ezekiel was a transsexual woman that was walking around having sex with men as a transsexual. It's more how most men are today, transcending the Bible. Because in the beginning of Moses, it says that uh, thou shalt not lay down with animals. Either you lay down with animals or you lay down with your children. So that mainly goes, those type of people are bestiality people. They prefer bestiality. And that's not really the cleansing that you need, because bestiality just means you're a Christian. That's how you work your magic. But what that is, not to be wrong, because of credibility, is prison, because you press charges. When you press charges like that and do bestiality, then that's a catch 22, where you get to file 22 years of court papers just to get out of the legal lawsuit somebody could put on you for violating your territory. So uh, that's where the church then ordered to say pornography is clean anyways. It's a holy matrimony for people to do. But bestiality is like the Old Testament, and then pornography, breastfeeding is the new, because Jesus was telling you that their children, like the 16-year-old girl that was blind. It says if you really touch that child, then you'll have. If you touch that child, then you'll be blessed for days, as it says. But if that's what she touched her eyes, she could see. See what I'm saying? That's all he did. And then it was like that. You don't have a lot of children characters in the Bible besides Jesus being born in the manger. Not a lot of children are made besides Cain and Abel and King Solomon and Job. Because Job goes like Job was a little kid living in Africa. Then he grew up to be a rich person. King Solomon was a rich white person, lived in Africa, and he became a rich person with a million wives and a million children. But unfortunately, he laid down with those children and was saying that those things are what they teach in church. They teach you how to control yourself. Now, what that means, though, that church person going off on you, that means he's not too great either. He forgot he wasn't too great, and that's just what that is. But when just it wasn't biblical form, it was just more like you had to beat a certain score to come out clean in the game. You had to be able to defeat your opponent for about 3 hours straight before the time. And then when you beat it before the time, it went that you was getting ready to masturbate because the girl found you macho. So I'm saying, and then you have it that that's where black guys are welcome to play, because we may have a skill set that ain't too appealing to white people, where it would be that that white person doesn't like black gamers because of the scrutiny of sexual. Because it's mainly just saying you black people shouldn't have sex with somebody. Okay, it's more like you was thinking to have sex as a black guy, a Mexican or Asian. Forgot that could have been a racist thing to say. It might be, but it's more like saying that white people should have the sex and you should be playing the Xbox. I'm saying it's how it is. But that's where the rules do apply in that type of field, because I'm the one that did the baby feed and the pornography and did the jacking off. That's what that black would be. If you didn't take that, then you violated a law called rape. It's called rape when you do anything like that's going to be rape, because you don't have a win or a support system to tell you that that's just the release date. They don't need you making that, and then by surprise, you become a president like I did. And that's how I did it too. I was playing a bunch of games, and then I became vice president, and then I learned that you still have to put the work in, but once you finish the stuff that you have to do, then that's what you can do. If you can really do those types of chores and routines and activities, then there's nothing special about you. You're just doing things that normal people do. And then for the church people, that's what they like to do. They like to do their routine too and go to church. But I'm saying that for Xbox, you don't play on Sunday because uh, that's when the big guys are playing. Twitch and YouTube and Spectrum and Xbox and PlayStation, Nintendo. Those people are playing big jumbo fights. They're having big jumbo fights where you little kids won't be able to play, but them they'll basically tear you bone for bone. And then when you do a 855 like I did, my record was probably about 10-10, and then they broke into like maybe a negative, and then they broke into the win. Like out of that type of thing. So the topic of this one is tips for rookies. Tips for rookies means he was going to do a purchase of an Xbox and say that you was a master player. See what I'm saying? and then you're going to go all the way years on in with that box. You didn't know you had to pay all that stuff for that. Now, if it was a perfect world, that'd be fine, but you have to sit there and actually have sex with a woman because men didn't have sex with her and people have been having sex, so you got to have sex too. But like I said, that's where white people have the sex and black people. I don't mean racist. I'm just saying that's what it's called. It's how it is. White people have the sex and black people usually do the dirty work on the sex like they normally to do. But on the Xbox, that's where that they prefer the black gamers to play it, and they don't really mean the complexion of your skin. It could be just the color code, like game banking, how gangster activity works, or that gangster may be in some type of colored clothes and top fashion, but he's more like going to play a game where that may help him win. So I'm saying he may celebrate with a gangster party from 40s and biscuits and play like one of my songs and stuff. And Anthony could be play. He likes to play Call of Duty. He's normally talked down upon on that type of thing. But I'm saying that that's what that you normally get out of the gangster type of girls and sex out of it. But that's it's just hypothetical. And then uh, that's where if you really do get the reward later on, then it takes that long for children to interact. Why do they want children playing in the 90s anyways? Because there was sex involved, and parents probably didn't have a clue for it. But I'm saying for the white side of sex, that means that's right for the white people to have sex with probably anybody. But that's where that child molesting pedophile works for white people. But the dirty part of it, breastfeed may be what I'm saying. That could be a black thing. That could be a black thing, and that's what let that slide like that. Because white people can't really do the breastfeed besides the actual content. There's tons and tons of breastfeeders on you to that can cleanse you, and that cleanses you also in the masturbator because you studied it long enough to know that child's not under 18. That woman's doing something, an actual case study that helps you out with your case. But she doesn't know you're going to do it off a video game, masturbate off pornography too, off to TV. That's all it is. I'll cut out, man. So thank you. See you later. Bye.